Hey guys, it's Mrs. V. So today what we're going to do is we are going to finish on coloring the rest of our funny shapes and then start on kind of what is left over after that. So I am going to grab a turquoise. So I haven't used really a turquoise marker yet. I'm going to test it on the back, make sure it's good. I just do not like it when my markers run out. So I'm going to grab this little funny shape right here. I'm going to grab my marker and I'm going to fill it in. I'm going to do a border first, and then I'm going to color in. So that looks really cool. So I'm going to be a detective and kind of look for some more funny shapes. So then I have another funny shape right there. I'm going to get a different color. And I don't want to use purple because I used purple already. So I'm actually going to use orange. I'm going to test my marker. I'm going to keep a little piece of paper over here, a little paper towel piece. Oh, that one's good. And I'm going to fill my border in. So that's just the line right next to the black line. And then fill that in. I think I'm going to do this little teeny tiny shape too, which is just kind of a dot, but it's colored in. All right, I'm going to pick another color, and I am going to, let me see, with my dark green. Here we go. So I got my dark green, and I'm going to do this little funny shape right here. So again, I'm going to be really super careful. You want to get all those funny shapes that are made from one shape overlapping into another. And I'm just going to fill that in. I have about two funny shapes left. So I have this one and this one. So I want to do those two different colors. I haven't used the bright blue marker yet, so I'm going to use that to fill in this shape. So again, same process as I make the border. First, it kind of looks like a pie piece shape. And then I fill that in. Okay. And I'm going to switch my color again. I'll do some yellow and make my border and then fill in. All right, so now I filled in all those little funny kind of overlap shapes. So I want to start to color some of my shapes that are left. So I am going to take this light spring green, sea green crayon. So I switched to crayons. I'm kind of going to switch back and forth between crayons and markers. I'm going to start with this triangle just because it's at the top of my paper, easy for me to get to. So I'm going to make a border and I'm going to color just the triangle minus that little piece that's already colored. And this way, in doing it this way, we are able to color all the pieces without we get the little pieces first. And every shape is its own color. And I didn't pick a color that was similar to this. So I want two kind of very opposite different colors. So I didn't pick like a pink or anything like that. So I'm going to use my crayon again because I like this color, and I'm going to go down over here. So you can use your crayon color if there's a color that you like more than once, as long as you're not putting two of the same colors together. So I wouldn't use purple here. I wouldn't use purple and purple. I would try to keep it a different color. Okay. All right. You're going to see how good this looks as we color it. I'm going to get another color crayon. This is Scarlet. I'm going to color this box right here. So notice I didn't pick a turquoise. I picked something very different. So you always want to pick a different crayon or different marker color than what is next to it. So I wouldn't pick turquoise just because I already have turquoise there. Okay. And I will probably put the Scarlet down over here because it's I almost thought here, but it's a little too similar, kind of in that it's a warm color. It kind of might match with that berry tone. I don't know. I just think it looks better with the kind of the scarlet and the green. I think those look nice together. All right, I'm going to switch my color again, and this time I am going to grab a light blue. Grab the wrong color. There we go, light blue. So this is Periwinkle. So I'm going to use that right here. So I'm going to do this kind of weird shape. So we're going to start off with this kind of curve. The straight edges from our triangle, and then the other curve. And I'm going to color in this whole remaining shape. Okay. So you can see everything's going to get its own kind of color, which is going to be very cool. So I think I'm going to put this blue over here because it is very different from the kind of red-orange, the orange marker, and the green marker I have over here. And I'm going to outline. And it ends up being kind of a weird shape that you color because it's kind of what is left over from coloring those funny shapes. And I'm just going to color that in. So I'm coloring small, pressing hard, coloring small. There we go. And I have that area colored in. So I'm going to switch my color again. And I haven't really used much light pink. So I'm going to grab a light pink because I think that'll look really pretty. This is Carnation Pink. So I'm going to put that right here because it's, again, different from the yellow and the blue. So you always want to pick a different color. So that's super important. And then everything, kind of each color is special and pops. Okay, and then just color up through here. And I'm coloring small, pressing hard. Get all of this colored in. And that looks cool. It looks like a bubblegum color. And I'm going to use this down in this square area. So you can see I'm not using trying not to use the same color. So I'm not using like pink and pink. I'm kind of spreading the colors out. And if you're using crayons and markers like me, you probably have kind of a big selection to choose from. And crayons look really different from markers anyway. So even if I used a pink marker and a pink crayon, they'd still look pretty different. So again, you saw me do that border. I colored that one in pretty fast, but border and then color in the middle. Okay. Let's see. I haven't used a green crayon yet, so I think I'm going to use one of the green crayons. And I'm going to use this one called Asparagus, and it's kind of a darker green. So I don't want to use it anywhere where I already have green. So I have green here and I have green here, so I kind of don't want to use there. I'm going to use it here next to this purple, which looks blue on the camera, but it is actually purple. And so I'm going to use this Asparagus green. So again, I'm just coloring a line so I don't color outside that edge or color into my colored shapes already. So everything is like really just beautifully nice and neat. There we go. And then I would just fill that in. And if you find that you need to add more shapes, you can always add more if you need to. If you're like, I think my paper looks a little empty, I need to add more shapes, that's okay too. You don't have to though. Some of you I know added a ton of shapes, which is really cool. All right, I'm just making this nice and dark as I can. All right, so I think I'm gonna just use that green once for now. So I think I'm gonna start to add some of my marker in. So let's see. What color shall I use? All right, so I think I'm going to use red next to this blue. So again, I'm using a marker this time just to be a little different. I'm kind of working between markers and crayons, but I'm doing the same thing that I did with the crayon. Notice, guys, I go really slow when I color along the edge. I make that border because I just want to make it neat. And then when you color on the inside, you can color a little bit faster because you've already colored that kind of outside. And if your marker runs out of ink like that and starts to look like that, just give it another layer of coloring and it should get rid of my red marker. I was running out a little, which is fine. Okay, I'm going to go with a pink marker now. So I think I'm going to go with my pink over here. And then this is crayon, but it's super bright. So I think they're almost too close, but I think they're going to be okay. There. Oh, that looks good. And it's a lot darker than this other pink, so it kind of works pretty well. All right. So I'm going to go with, I have two purples here. I have kind of royal violet, and this is just violet. So I'm going to go with the royal violet, which is a little different. And I'm going to color this shape, kind of this triangle that went off of the page. Get that edge. There we go. Looking good. And I think I'm going to actually use that royal violet over here too. Oops, went over my line just a little bit. Didn't mean to do that. And right on the edge. And then just color that in. And if you end up going over the line like I did, you can always just take a Sharpie or your black marker and just kind of draw over it and fix that line. It was kind of bothering me, so I just wanted to fix it. So I just made that a little darker. It's kind of hard to tell with the dark purple. It doesn't really matter all that much, but I like my artwork to be neat. It's a good habit to get into. And I'm just going to fill that in. Notice, guys, I color really small. I don't color very big. I only color about that big. Just because I think you can get a little further that way. There we go. All filled in, which these look so blue under my camera. It's kind of crazy. All right, so I'm going to go for my turquoise marker, and I'm going to fill in this round shape right here. Don't want to put dark blue next to dark blue. So this is turquoisey. I think they look different enough. You can definitely tell they're two different shapes. My camera makes everything a little bit darker than it actually is. I don't quite know why, but it does. And I'm just going to fill that in. Oh, little dot right there. And then fill that in. So you see every part of your shapes has a different color, which is really kind of neat because everything is looking different and has different shapes and different colors. And it almost looks, you know, kind of like these rainbow of shapes, which is really cool. Color that one in. So I have a couple more shapes I'm going to color in, but I am going to leave some uncolored. I will do more later. I'm not going to do them right this minute. We'll do more in the next class. We'll finish this up just because there is a lot of shapes. And if you're working really hard like I am to make sure you're using different colors in all of your shapes, it can be kind of a little bit of a hard job. So, and I just broke my crayon. We want to, you know, take a little break and come back because we're going to add some color to our background too. We're not going to do that till our next art. So just for today, I want you guys to work on getting your shapes colored. And I only have a couple left, so I think I'm going to do this one. I'm going to work on getting all of your shapes colored so that everything is colored in nice and dark, and we can't see any white spaces. We've just filled everything in and it looks absolutely beautiful. So that's what we want. I'm going to use this. This is one of my favorite colors. This is goldenrod. It's just a really cool kind of dark yellow. And it does get a little challenging when you have to use a different color in each section. It can be tough sometimes. All right, that looks good. So I really only have 1, 2, 3, 4 more shapes to color. I'm gonna get, I think this is one of my favorite colors. This is macaroni and cheese. This is the crayon macaroni and cheese. I don't know if anybody else likes that color. I just think it is the coolest orange. And has the coolest name too, quite honestly. Right? Macaroni and cheese. Some days I just love macaroni and cheese. And get this big shape. So I think this is going to be the last shape that I color for today, just because I have so many of them. I did so many today. So I only have 3 shapes left and my background. So I'm going to leave these last 3 shapes, and then I'm going to show you guys next time we meet together how you can color your background using either markers or crayons. Okay? So I hope this is helpful. I hope you have super fun, colorful artwork, and I hope you enjoyed this, and I can't wait to see your beautiful artwork creations. Okay, guys, bye!